All right, Ms. Devereaux here, and I'm going to walk you through some basics of building your own Weebly site. Remember, building this site, you're going to, if you want this to be private between just yourself and me, so the rest of the world cannot see it, you will need to email me and I can get you set up with a username and password. Please keep in mind that if that's what you choose to do, then I every year have to clear out these sites, so this site will go away. So if this is something you think you might want to keep, you can build a Weebly site for free. That's fine. Just keep in mind that when you hit publish, it will be out on the internet and people can find it, but I mean, they're going to have to really know what they're looking for in order to find your website. If there's a different website hosting platform that you like to use, you know how to use, go for it. No matter what you do though, you are expected to meet all of the requirements for every assignment that is dealing with your website. So keep that in mind. If I know some of you have emailed me that you already kind of have a website going for your mobile business idea. If you don't want to make the changes that I'm going to require for your website, then just build a website that's going to satisfy the requirements of this class. This is up to you, but I just want to give you all of your options in doing this. So when you go to build your website, you're going to get into a page that looks something like this. And I've already added a few things to mine, but I'm just going to walk you through some basics of Weebly. If you choose to use something that is not Weebly, it is up to you to problem solve everything. And actually, if you're using Weebly, I'm going to also expect you to problem solve because that is part of online school and that is a skill that you are going to need going forward in life, is that you're going to need to figure out how to troubleshoot for yourself and how to answer some of your own questions. So make sure you are Googling to kind of figure out what you need to know, and make sure you are exhausting your options in Weebly, like this awesome help tab over here, before you come to me with your question, because this one is pretty much a drag and drop, straightforward, not super confusing, so I'm expecting you to take ownership of your learning here. And like I said, if you are choosing to use something other than Weebly, it's going to be up to you to make sure that you are getting all of the requirements on there. So that's pretty much all up to you. So here we go. Weebly 101. You're going to, on your website, no matter what you use, you're going to have the name of your business. It's going to have to be visible. It's going to have to be easy to read. And you're going to need to have it at the top. Okay? You are going to need a set of 5 pages that are required. In the version of Weebly we will be using, if you choose to use Weebly via me, you are only allowed 5 pages. So, hey, guess what? We have 5 pages. You will click Pages. And to add, you just click Add. And you're going to want a standard page. And you are going to, no matter what website you use, these are the 5 pages you must have, and they must be in this order. So you're going to start with your home page, and then you're going to have your services. I can't type and talk. Page. So if you have a mobile business, not a mobile food truck, it's going to be services. If you have a food truck, it's going to be menu. Do not write services/menu. Either write services or write menu, but I'm just putting both because I need you guys to see it. When you say done, you see right here, my pages have changed. So you're going to have a home page and then services or menu page. Then you are going to have a social media page. I'm not going to require you to build a whole bunch of social media accounts and be posting stuff out on social media. We're going to keep it all on our website and try to mimic some things you would do in social media because I don't feel comfortable and I don't think it's fair for me to ask that you go create a whole bunch of social media websites and usernames and all that. So as we progress, you'll understand that better. So this is going to be your social media page, and you always have to click Done. And then you're going to have an About page. Oops. Okay. And you're going to have a Contact page. So those are your 5 pages. They must be in this order. Remember, services or menu, not both. So once you've got your pages set, you'll notice that when I click on each page, they're each going to have, well, it doesn't look like it right now, but they each have their own header or header image. So you can change those to match what is whatever the content of the page is. That's up to you. But I'm going to show you right now. So theme, you can change your theme. Keep in mind that when you're doing these themes, sometimes they're difficult to navigate and update. So if you pick a theme, that's on you. Do not ask me for help in changing it or anything like that. I just know the basics here. So if you want to do a theme, you totally can. You don't have to. But just keep in mind that, and you'll see they've got featured business. And so you can apply whatever theme you want, but then it's going to be up to you to figure out how you're going to manipulate it and use it. Okay? You can also do custom, which, oh, I guess you have to import a theme. They used to have kind of a template there, so you could do that. You can also change fonts. So you want your site title, and then you can pick the kind of font that you want. Okay? You can choose the size. This is how thick it is. This is the color that it is, uppercase, lowercase. So this is just kind of some stuff you can detail, stuff you can play around in. Make sure you look at the rubric before you submit this because there are some font requirements, there are some color requirements, things like that before you give me your first draft of your website. So you can change your font. These are all the different areas where you can change font, okay? And then we've got options. Oh, okay, that's not what we want. You can pick different color schemes. So then it's going to apply it in various fonts and things like that. Okay, so then we're going to go, again, you can choose themes if you want. Some of them will give you a different color, just color schemes are going to give you different color backgrounds. Mine just is taking forever to update. So here are some basics. Again, look at the rubric because there are some color, there are some font requirements. And these pages up here that we already put on are a must. So then here's how you're going to start building. You're going to be required to put in your logo. And on your home page, your logo is going to need to be very obvious, very present. So you can say edit background, and you can replace the image. So you can then upload your picture or your logo that you created for your business and put it in there. When you're going to your different pages, if you don't want your logo on every page, which I don't know why you wouldn't, but maybe you don't want it in the same spot on every page, they do have lots of themed photos and stock photos and things like that you could add that maybe when you're doing your services, if you're a crafting website, this is what you want to be your header on your services menu, okay? So it's up to you. Again, this is just a lot of clicking, and when you have an image and you want it, you say save. Because you'll see right now my editing bar is gone. So I have to save this image, and again, you can mess with a lot of different options down here. Today you're just trying to, or today and tomorrow, you should be working on this for about 2 days. It's going to take you some time. This is just getting you familiar with how to build your website. And again, this is just in Weebly. If you're not using Weebly, it's up to you to figure it out. So your logo is going to have to be on your home page. I recommend that it's in your header. I'm not going to require it, but it needs to be very obviously placed and easy to see. Now, okay, we inserted this guy, but I don't really want this here. So I just have to click X and it's gone. Anything you don't want. Like I said, this is super functional, super user-friendly. Let's just get this stuff out of here so I can show you what you need to do. Goodness. So you'll notice there's a lot of what they call spacers, and that's just adding space between sections so that not everything is crammed one on top of the other. So this guy here. All right, so like here's a spacer. I can make my spacer bigger. If I want more space, I can make it smaller. I can drag my spacer around and move it somewhere else, okay? Like I said, drag and drop. So I want to put a title, and I want my title to be who we are. And I don't want it to be this color because it's too dark. So then I'm going to go here and I'm going to go ahead and pick this as one of my font colors. You will notice that in the requirements, you are not allowed to use more than 4 colors because it's too busy. So think about the colors in your logo, use those. And then if you only have 1 or 2 colors, you can add a few more, but they shouldn't clash. Everything needs to go together. We are building professional websites. You'll see that there's this line here, and that's because if I wanted to over here, so I have a spacer here, but let's say that I wanted to put an image right here. So then this is, like I said, super user-friendly, drag and drop. Oh, I don't like my image there. I want to put the image below my who we are. I don't need this spacer, so I'm going to delete it, okay? So this is all just drag and drop. So I've got my title. Now I want to add some text below my title, but above my image. Boop, there we go. Okay, and again, you can pick your color here. That one's about formatting it. These are the centering, bullet points, making your font larger, smaller. Remember to change your font. You've got to go into your themes and you've got to go to fonts, and then you're going to have to run through here. Okay, so I want my paragraph text. And I want that to be, there we go. Now I've changed it, okay? Remember, you're only going to be allowed to have no more than 3 fonts because it's too busy. Make sure the fonts you use actually match each other. You will lose points if your fonts do not match or they are not easy to read. So don't pick the crazy cursive. Don't pick the super bold smashed together. Remember, you need to be designing your website with your target audience in mind. And when people go to websites, they get really frustrated if they're not easy to navigate and they're not easy to read. So make sure you're keeping that in mind as you're picking colors, you're picking fonts, and you're making a layout. So again, just as we're going through here, this is a drag and drop. Just look through. What do you want? Okay, I want to add a video. Cool. I want to add something from YouTube. I want to add some products. Okay, this is all very easy to add in. You just drag it over, drop it in, click, and start going. Okay? Once you are done, you are going to have to give me your website address. When you want me to grade it, I have to have your website address. And no matter what application you're using, in order for somebody to see your final product, you have to hit publish. Remember, if you're using the Weebly with me, when you publish it, it's still private, only I can access it. You're going to, this is trying to sell you something. So if you don't want it, my website has been published. And then as a student, I would just copy this. And then I would go and I would paste it into my, into the assignment in the classroom, in your comments, okay? So you have to make sure you hit publish every time. Even if you just make one change, you have to hit publish because the last thing that is on the internet for me to see is the last published item. So let's say you went through and you wrote up a summary of your truck and then you went, oh, I need to change some things, and you change some things, but you don't edit it, or I mean you don't publish it, then you give me your link. The link is going to take me to your draft before you made your edits. So make sure you hit publish, and then you're always giving me that link so that I can go in and grade. Before you get started, look over that rubric. Make sure you understand it. This video is here for you. You can replay it, you can pause it, you can go back. But make sure that you're really utilizing the cool features on here. There's lots of stuff that you can do. So it's just up to you to play and get familiar with it. That is your job today, and also to put a little bit of content into your website. You do not need to complete every single tab. We're not working on that at this point. We're only working on the basic setup that's outlined for your assignment. So make sure that is all that you're doing. Don't stress yourself out. Don't build extra stuff because you don't know what it's supposed to be like yet. So make sure you're following directions and looking over the rubric. Hit publish. Give me the link. Good luck.